Hello all you hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? It's Big Porky here, the voice of hardcore boxing. Well, it says it on that poster, doesn't it? So I must be. Right, I want to talk about KELL BROOK. Right, I like KELL BROOK. I like his trainer even more. He's a close friend of mine. And I've got a lot of time for him. He runs Dennis Hobson's gym. He's head trainer there, and I've always been a KELL BROOK fan. But what's happening with KELL BROOK at the moment? Where's he going? Where is KELL BROOK going? I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. You know, we're being told that KELL BROOK's not fighting Jesse Vargas next. The people are not mentioning KELL BROOK, are they, no more? There's even a story of a good idea of, oh, this is, I bet it's Bob Westerdale. Let's have a look. Bob Westerdale. The mists are yet to clear over KELL BROOK's future. There were suggestions earlier this month that he was in training camp, although word from Sheffield's former world champion or his promoter's matchroom has been non-existent. That has been a common theme over the last year or two. In January, however, ex-2 division world champion Jesse Vargas disclosed that he was planning to face Brooke in America on April 6. Now though, Mike Coppinger, senior writer for the Ring magazine, has tweeted that Brooke won't be Vargas' next opponent, so he's not going to fight Vargas next. Vargas will be fighting on April 26 in Los Angeles instead. Brooke is 33 in May. He has discussed and considered retirement before, but has always expressed an interest in taking big fights if they can be made. As things stand, there seems no sign of that in the foreseeable future unless Matchroom are about to spring a surprise. Right, well this is my take on it, right? This is my take on KELL BROOK. Right, once and for all, I'm just going to come straight out with it. Right. Right, KELL BROOK is a masterful boxer, and he could have been, and I say could with a heavy heart, he could have been, not our Ray Leonard as regards style, but he could have been very, very dominant at 147 pounds if it weren't for the fact that Eddie Hearn didn't want to pay Christopher Eubank the proper money to fight Golovkin. Now we knew what Golovkin were getting. Eubank just wanted that bit more. Now they didn't get it. They thought they had Eddie over a barrel, and really they did. And the only way out of it was for Eddie Hearn to draft Golovkin into position, draft KELL in to fight Golovkin. He fought Golovkin 2016 summer. Right? He fought Golovkin in 10th of September, which is the summer. Because autumn starts, doesn't it, at 20th of September. So he fought Golovkin in the summer of 2016. We're now in March in the next couple of days. So 2.5 years ago, he fought Golovkin. And in that 2.5 year period, he's fought Errol Spence. He had to come down 13 pounds to fight Errol Spence. Do you know it's in the low 3% guys at that level who come down a weight to winning world title. 3% of them do it. It's very, very, very rare that they win. Very rare. So always remember that. 3%. Right? Golovkin beat him, didn't he? Damaged one side of his face. He then had to come down in weight and fight Spence. He damaged the other side of his face. Right? Massive punchers. Errol Spence, right? Massive, massive puncher. Right. 21 KOs out of 24. Golovkin. 34 out of 38 wins. so only 4 weren't knocked out. And with Errol Spence it's 3. So Errol Spence, we all say that Golovkin's a monster at 160 and he's got power that's unbelievable. I carry power by the power of Grayskull. Tony Bellew. We all say Golovkin's a massive puncher. Well, Errol Spence has got a better KO ratio. So Kell comes down in weight, 13 pound, to fight Errol Spence. And then jumps up in weight to fight Rabchenko. And then comes down again, which he stopped in second round. He was a former sparring partner. And Kell's definitely a 154. I mean, they started off saying Kell Brook's going to fight Golovkin. I know it's 160 pound, but Kell's a beast. Eddie Hearn's word. Kell Brook's a beast at 160. Kell Brook's a beast at 147. So he's a beast at 160. He's really a super middleweight, Eddie Hearn was saying. So then he comes back down to welterweight. All of a sudden, oh, he's a big middleweight. And then he's back to welterweight in a dangerous fight against a massive all-time great Olympian puncher. I mean, they were really thrown under a bus there. Then Rabchenko, they've given him an easy one to come back, his former sparring partner. And then Michael Serapher, he went 12 rounds with him. First camp with John Fuchs. I think Kell could have performed better, but listen, at the end of the day, he got the win, didn't he? Do you know when you get the win, it's okay, innit? He got the win, he got the rounds, so what's the problem? His career moves on, 40 fights, 38-2. He's coming up 33-year-old, he needs to get a move on. He's now January, February. Well, in another week, Kell Brook's going to be 3 months without a fight, and he hasn't got one in the pipeline. So if he gets one in the pipeline, that's going to be another 3 months. So we're looking at April, May, June. Kell's going to be 33-year-old when he comes back, and that's when it all starts, isn't it? All the naysayers are going to say, looking old, blah de blah. They're going to get what they did to James DeGale. And I think if Kell sits down and is honest, he'll admit to his sin. Even though he got millions of pounds for them 2 fights against Golovkin and Spence, he'll admit to himself his career really took a nosedive after he beat Sean Porter. Because after he beat Sean Porter 5 years ago, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights in 5 years. Now, 7 fights in 5 years, he's not active. But when he beat Sean Porter, he should have kicked on then and fought them top Americans. It would have been an interesting fight against Errol Spence if he hadn't fought Golovkin, and Kell probably would have beat him, or you could have flipped a coin in that fight. The Golovkin fight made the difference. They handed the win to Errol Spence on a plate. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I want to see Kell Brook's career kick on. But it looks to me like Eddie Hearn's got no love for him. I don't know what's gone on there. I don't know if it's because he's out up at Sheffield and he's not speaking to Dominic Ingle. I don't know. I don't know what's gone on there, but as far as I'm concerned, I think Eddie Hearn's had something to do with him leaving Dominic Ingle. I think there's bad blood there. I don't know. I don't know ins and outs of their business. Looking at it from outside, but if Kell Brook would have been handled a little bit better, I think he'd have got his just desserts, but just rewards. But which brings me to the Amir Khan fight, right? Is Kell Brook in limbo now without Amir Khan? Is he disillusioned with boxing? Is he just going through the motions in that gym up at Gleedless at Dennis Hobson's? Is he going through the motions? Are they going to give him a date? Is there any love for him from Eddie Hearn? I don't think there is. I think Eddie Hearn's preoccupied now with DAZN. Kell might get a call at some stage, because the leopard never changes its spots, from Eddie Hearn to say, Kell, will you fight so and so at £160 and just do me this favour? Because there's something fundamentally wrong with that relationship. A lot of people have started to blame Kell Brook's dad, Terry, but he's only going to have best interest at heart for Kell, isn't he? He's his dad, isn't he? Right? He's only going to have best interest at heart for Kell. And I think that people need to cut Kell Brook some slack, stop making him the whipping jokes, and just get behind him. He's from Sheffield, isn't he? I like Amir Khan. I think he's a great fighter. He's in a tough fight against Crawford. If he beats Crawford, he's got a rematch with him. So he's not going to get that fight for a long time now if he beats Crawford. If he don't beat Crawford, the fight's still there, isn't it? Has Kell got to tread water now, waiting for Amir Khan? It appears so, yes, because if not, he's got to go fight the American guy, hasn't he? Is it Jarrett Hurd? Let's have a look. WBA boxing rankings. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. Right, super welter now. It's not light middle, is it? Super welter. Jarrett Hurd, super champion. Brian Carlos Castano, regular champion. Sure, that's regular, is it? Yeah. Michael Sorrow, that must be interim. Kell Brook number 1, Arizlandi Lara number 2, Charlo Jamel number 3, Ted Cheeseman number 14. What about Ted Cheeseman against Kell Brook? That's a good fight, isn't it? Tread water with that, can't you? Won't put it past Eddie putting that on. At 147 you've got Thurman and Pacquiao, Errol Spencer's IBF, Crawford's WBO, Amir Khan's ranked number 2 with WBO, Jesse Vargas is number 2 with the WBA. I don't think Kell should go to that weight. Jesse Vargas number 3 with WBC, number 3 with IBF, number 3, Jesse Vargas is number 3 with WBO as well. He's all the way across board number 3, but he's number 2 WBA. Kell Brook number 1. Jarrett Hurd, he's got 2 belts, big puncher. What about Eddie Hearn, putting him in with Jamie Munguia? No, because it's WBO, isn't it, Frank? Kell's number 4 with that WBO, with number 4 with IBF, number 1 with WBA, and he's not ranked. Oh, he's number 3 with WBC. So he's 3, 1, 4 and 4 with £154. So he's just got to be patient, I think, and leave it to Eddie Hearn. I'm sure he can get him in there. But Amir Khan and Kell Brook need... If Amir Khan loses, right, to Crawford, and you can bet your bottom dollar he's probably going to get... He's probably going to lose, but I'm praying he wins. I like Amir Khan. I've met Amir a few times now, and I think he's a nice kid. But I want to see Kell Brook in a world title fight at 154, and I think only then can we really judge his legacy. He could go on to have a dominant display. He could dominate for 2 years and have 5 wins at £154. He could be in 2 or 3 pay-per-view fights, but we've got to get behind this kid. We've got to get behind Kell Brook. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. But Amir Khan and Kell Brook, it's got to happen. It's got to happen this autumn, or never at all. It can't go into next year. It's got to happen this autumn. Got to happen at an open arena, or Manchester MEN. It's got, or Sheffield arena. It's got to happen. But it's lost its sparkle. I don't think it's a football stadium fight now. So, but anyway, peace out. Keep on trucking. Keep supporting boxing, and it's a great sport. And shout out to K Official, South Yorkshire Packaging Services, Climber Cool, and Edlington Motors. Alright, so peace.